Tobi, what is it actually like being on the programme?
So at the moment, I'm a revenue executive. We had, I think the first maybe 3-4 months was quite heavily on training and shadowing, getting me ready for my first hotel. So I've currently got just a few hotels in my portfolio, so starting to get a hang of that as well.
When you were accepted on the programme, how did you feel?
That was a really special day, to be fair. I already knew that this was the job I wanted. Obviously, I think any graduate knows you apply for quite a lot, but you always have the ones that you want. So this was definitely one I wanted. And they had actually told us on the assessment centre call, I think my assessment centre was on the Wednesday, so they told us they'll call us in a couple of days, a few days. So my phone rang the very next day and I saw who it was. So I thought they don't want me, they already know. So I picked up the phone. And the first question they asked was, how do I feel I did? And I was thinking, it doesn't matter how I feel I did. I want you to tell me if I got in or not. And then, so I told them, and then she told me I got it, and I was so happy. So as soon as I dropped the phone, the first thing I did was call my mum. And even before I had processed it, she was just screaming on the phone. She was so happy and proud. And I couldn't even, her excitement was just more than mine, which was difficult because my excitement was, very over the top. I think my mum makes a point of every single year we make sure we go on a family holiday. So every January we go somewhere. So for me, being able to travel has always been something I've wanted, whatever job that I'm in. So getting this job means I can travel at cheaper rates to amazing places that I had never even dreamed of going. We even have a board downstairs where someone might have gone somewhere and they'll just write down their recommendations of where you should go. So for me, that's really nice. I'm hoping to be able to take her away somewhere nice for her birthday so that we can celebrate that nicely.
The hospitality industry, is it everything you expected it to be?
So I'd worked in an office before, and I think typical office culture, it's not colder than hospitality, but you walk into hotels and it's supposed to give you that feel of being at home. And I feel like I walk into the office and I still feel that same feeling of how you would in a hotel. So it's definitely what I expected. The culture in my team itself, so in RMCC and even in my smaller team with my line manager and the people that I work with, there's just a really nice sense of community there and a sense of family. And then even with the hotel teams I speak to, because I tend to have calls with them, you're not really with them face to face, but there is still, it's really nice having those moments with them where you feel like you're a part of their teams. I think for me a big one was on International Women's Day that just passed. I looked at my phone and there was a notification from one of the teams that I work with, and they were celebrating me as part of their team for International Women's Day, and that just really made my day. So definitely more than what I expected it to be, actually.
How does it feel to have the support of Hilton?
They support you in everything. So for me, the support they've given means a lot, because it's not just in terms of my development in my career, but also in terms of where I want to go after. So when I have my one-to-ones with my line manager, he doesn't just ask me in terms of how I'm doing with my hotels. They also find out in terms of what do I want career-wise. So looking at the next few years, how can they help me with that? My manager helped me find a mentor within the team, so someone who is basically where I want to get to as well. So I think there's support in terms of training, career development, even in terms of mental health, financial well-being. They hold seminars in terms of looking at investing and how to manage your finances. And I don't think a lot of places do that, because obviously I came from uni, so obviously I wasn't really managing a salary. So now it's quite a big difference. So there is definitely a big emphasis on support all around. There is so much support around you that you don't feel like you're going to fail, if that makes sense. So I have no issues going to anyone in my team or my line manager and asking for help or asking for advice. And even when I first got my first official hotel, my line manager was on the first few calls with me to make sure I was getting settled okay. He was talking to the hotel team and their management as well, just to make sure that everything was good on both sides. So I think the fear of failing typically dies down really quickly, because they are there to catch you if you fall, per se. And most of the times, because of the training that they've given you, you don't tend to fall. But it is nice that from such an early experience they trust you, so it makes you want to do your best, makes you want to put your best foot forward as well. So I think it worked really well on both sides.
And what's next in your career?
I think for me, obviously, first thing is completing the program, getting a full portfolio of hotels, and then after that, I think the next step up is typically a senior customer revenue manager. So that's probably a few years away. But I think it's definitely personal development wise for me. I do want to learn more about revenue management and also how it links in with other aspects such as like marketing and feasibility. So they typically have these coffee with and different departments. So you can go and speak to them and find out about what they do. So I think for me, even if I don't decide to move myself upwards in revenue management, they make it really easy to move sideways to different departments. That's something I'll probably look into as well.